Welcome to the Tone Tricks Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower. With me today, we got
Kyle McIntyre.
And then we also have a special guest, returning guest. I think is it the third or fourth time coming? But he's a friend of ours, friend of yours. We all love him. We got Alex from CopperSound Pedals. Oh.
Gentlemen, hello. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Nice to be back. It's been, I think the last time I was on was like 1732.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been.
No, it's nice. It's nice to come back to home.
Yeah.
Feels like I never left.
And you're like, they're still doing their show?
Why don't you check it? Those guys are all right. Holy shit, they're still doing it.
Yeah. Well, we're still here. No fears. We got podcasts for years. But we're gonna check in with Alex. He's got some new stuff going on there at CopperSound over there. But before we get into it, everybody wants to know, Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving?
Yeah. Pause. All right, Kyle, how's it going? I don't really have that much, so I'll show you. I put a sticker on my bass.
Yeah, I'm all about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you guys know that one, right? Yeah.
Born and raised Texan.
Yeah, born and raised native Texan. Everyone. Yeah, I'm just trying to blend in, guys. Don't tell anyone I'm not from around here. Yeah, they'll slash my tires and.
You got the cowboy hats.
Yeah, all those guitars. I don't even know how to play them.
Do you ever
I'm playing only country music?
You don't wear cowboy boot. Do you have a pair of cowboy boots?
I do. I use them out in the out when I'm doing
yard work,
lawn work and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the stickers.
I tend to picture Kyle in only cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Just
and Daisy Dukes. That's what I. That's what I picture.
Just nothing. No, I got so my lawn has these crazy stickers. Like they just pierce through. Like they stick to your socks, your pants, everything, your skin.
Yeah.
Like obviously your skin. Like your leg hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're just ready to just cause hell. So I noticed. I'm like, oh, that's why all these fuckers wear these shit kickers around here.
Yeah.
Because nothing sticks to the leather. It just comes right off of it. So I do have a pair. Use those the other day.
Mm-hmm.
We got like a sofa delivered. We got like a lazy boy delivered, and the guy who delivered it walked across like the front of our yard and just got covered. And I'm like, I hadn't mowed yet. I'm like, and yeah, he had like basketball shoes and socks, and he just got him just covered his leg. I'm like, I feel bad. I just tell him.
Oh fuck!
He just walked to the door. I didn't realize it. Yeah, ruined his day.
Yeah.
I guess other than that, you mentioned a video game earlier. I did get a new video game. I've been playing it, and I fucking suck at it. I got Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
I just suck. All right, you think I'm good because I haven't played this game in a long time. You jump in there, you just get wrecked, probably by some 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Or some guy who's my age. You're probably actually that's more like it. Basement dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've had some success, but generally I just get super frustrated and just like fuck this. Turn it off. Alt F4 it. Just close it completely. Don't even like exit the game. Exit the main menu. Just Alt F4 it. Just close the window. Boom. Just rage quit.
I'm a gamer too, dude. Just playing fucking Mario Galaxy on the Switch.
Playing some baby games.
But yeah.
But that's basically it. Working like a dog.
Yeah.
Every goddamn day.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just getting your ass kicked at work all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's why I quit. That's why I'm unemployed. Just chilling.
You have a job.
I know. I like
don't
to
have a full-time job, so you think you quit.
I'm underemployed.
You quit life.
Yeah.
Underemployed.
I'm underemployed. But yeah, no.
Underutilized.
I hear you. But
but overqualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just for chilling, just hanging around.
He's a pretty sweet hang.
He's way too good at it, though. He's overqualified for the hang.
What are you doing? I'm making sure this chair doesn't float away. Don't worry, bro. I got it.
I'm doing a good job.
Whoa, dude. You working
You hourly? Holy shit! No, it's a salary job.
Working overtime.
I get paid $0.
Yeah, that's my beginning salary. You've been promoted to customer.
What's that mean? You're fired.
Yeah. But Alex, it's been a while. What's new? What's shaking? What's grooving?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we recorded together. Probably 2020 maybe, around there. But we've been, I guess what's been going on for us has kind of been going on without getting into like pedals and stuff. But we're in a new space here. So if you guys didn't notice here, like we're not in that garage anymore. So we built something, and we're just we've been. Every day there's a little less to do, but we've been moving since February.
Okay.
Into this place. Dang. So we're going on, 8 months now of it. Just, getting stuff off the checklist, bringing stuff from the old shop to here, building
doing the
stuff.
Johnny Cash, one piece at a time type of thing.
Yeah. We did a good amount, then had to organize it. Then we had to build stuff. Then we had to figure out what we were going to have from the old shop, what we weren't going to have from this shop. Then all the benches I built with my dad. This one I'd made, we're just getting lights installed, shelving units, stuff like this, just kind of piecing it together, picking a couple days a week or so to kind of put a couple hours into it and then, get back to the grind. Plus we had this release that we're going to talk about. So it's kind of just managing a new space, managing day to day, managing new releases. Now we're getting ready for holiday BS, all of that type of stuff, that comes with it. So it's been a fun time though, because our last shop we kind of maxed out. Now we're just kind of evolving into here what's going to be and just getting kind of a fresh start, which is cool. Different space. It'll be better for us for video content, better for just workflow and everything. So
nice.
I'm excited for that. Haven't had much else going on outside of here. I had a wedding and a bachelor party thing for a friend recently, and just kind of been all over. I got a dog since you guys last talked with me, so that's been kind of different in my life, which is cool.
What's the name of the dog?
First pup. Juniper.
Oh, okay. What kind of dog?
Yeah, she's a mix of Dachshund, Pitbull, Pomeranian, and Husky.
Dang.
All right, yeah,
that's a lot. They didn't spare anything. A little kitchen sink pup.
We basically threw them all in a bag and just they had at it.
Yeah. No, it's cool. What's nice actually is I'm getting more exercise now, going out with them and everything. So really good.
Yeah.
So can't complain about that. It's cool.
Yeah. Big advocate for the walks. But the walks, just walking and getting steps in. Primo.
I need to get 10 dogs. Do it in.
You
just get
You're gonna be like a shuttle, Kyle. Once the dog one ends, dog two's getting on that shuttle. But no, it's been good. It's been a different. Like I said, it's forced me to get more exercise, which is good. So can't complain there. And she's got a nice place to live, and she's happy.
Nice. I'm sure. Moving from the old shop to this new one, was it similar to when people you move homes, you're like, just put that in a box, we'll get it later? Was it their bunch of the shit that you needed? I need that one fucking thing, and you couldn't find it.
Fuck is
you had to tear up the whole place.
There was some of that because naturally that happens. That is a natural subset of moving. Luckily, the place that we're in is a new building that we were building on the same location as the garage we were in. So it's we just had to walk 100 paces to the new thing, but you're still packing stuff up, and it's where is that in the new? There was 2 weeks straight where it's crap, I gotta go back over to the old shop to get X, Y, or Z because it's not over here yet and doesn't have a shelf, doesn't have a spot, doesn't have a location. So there's a little bit of that. Luckily that was during the summer, so it wasn't crazy New England winter. So we should have all of our stuff, all of our stuff's pretty, we're 95% of the way moved in. I don't really ever have to go to the old shop except now for cleaning and some other stuff. But yeah, it's been it's also got me to do more carpentry, which is nice. So
Nice. I'm assuming, well, I guess like you said, that's great. That's also better workspace, workflow. And then you're all able to do more, content and video, stuff like that. So it's like for your own releases and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's great, just having filming, because, really you don't need a ton of space. It's all about your angles. But no, that's great. And you consider that as well, to be just like, kind of your own, stop for doing videos.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we never had that before in the old shop because it was like a concrete garage, and you never had a table that wasn't facing a wall or had like a space for like all of the parts and like you never had a table that was freestanding in the middle of the room where you could have subject on one side, camera on the other side, and actually be able to do a proper like video that way. So when we were moving into here, we planned around some of that stuff too. So we intentionally built some of the things for that, because we've never had that before. So it's been a nice, welcome refresh.
Yeah. No, then that's another, like, probably whole, like, kettle of fish or whatever, getting into, like, videos and shit like that in your spot, and now forward thinking of, like, what would be a good background and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I do podcast here as a bedroom, but I also get rid of the bed or move the mattress, and then I do podcast in here with my buddy Train. So it's a comedy podcast, and then the way I have it, it's like, you wouldn't know that it's a bedroom. And then
it converts to a coffee shop later on in the day.
A speakeasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
what do you have?
And that's a haberdashery at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just me and my cat.
I am. A saloon. No, okay. We're done.
Yeah. Just the two doors. And then she's got a cowboy hat on, kicks the door. But no, yeah, that's great. So we'll get into the new hotness coming out from CopperSound. But yeah, no, it's great.
So
hot. Yeah. Glad doing well, getting settled in there. And then, like you said, you're mostly pretty much 95% moved over. So now you can kind of hunker down, shut it down, bring it in for the winter.
Yep.
Yeah. Solder that shit
We're
up.
gonna winterize ourselves.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to get cold here in San Diego. It got to be 68 today.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, that's hoodie weather. And I'm like, ooh, it's chilly.
You poor thing.
Yeah. It's
You poor
if we're
thing.
talking weather,
Yeah.
okay, it's hot as fuck here, so cool.
Yeah, nice.
That's the forecast, and it's gonna continue into next week. All right.
Yeah. It's hot as shit. Next question. Nobody asked.
Nobody wanted to know.
Yeah. But all right, nice.
What's new with you, Brian? What you got?
So I started kind of getting more into photography. So over the past several years, I've been just focusing
These
on
your naughty photos you've been talking about?
Boudoir. I've been focusing mainly on just
it's
getting
art.
Yeah. The art of seduction. Getting more into videography and kind of learning the ins and outs of that, and I'm like, lighting and shit like that, and your frame rate and all that shit, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then one thing I kind of have done, because a lot of cameras can do both. There's not just it's not like a fucking film camera or whatever, or a reel. Digital cameras, they can kind of do everything. For the most part, there might be some that are better at the other thing, but that being said, I've kind of more gravitated towards doing video and spending the time with that. And then in the past, I've taken photos of mainly like gear, so like for the Instagram and shit like that. So of guitars, of amps, pedals, or whatever. It's like, that's a cool glamour shot for IG. Of like for gear and guitarists, it'll be like
smile for me, make love to the camera.
Well, we see a picture of a pedal, like, ooh, nice, like. And so to me, that's the shit I've been into. So I guess you could say product photography or still photography, still life, and then, I haven't really taken photos of people, or outside even. So I've always ever taken photos in, a controlled environment. So my bedroom studio here, so where I have control of the lighting, the temperature of the lighting, a pedal doesn't get up and move around. So you don't have to worry about, positioning or whatever, or getting in the right position for it, because it's all like, and then you essentially also can have things on a camera, tripod. So this was like, okay, I need to get better at taking photos of I want to take photos of live events. So whether it be shows or, I don't know. I mean, it could be a long shot eventually, but like Brian, my drummer, takes he's kind of got a side gig of where he takes photos of events and especially weddings. And weddings, all right. It's not you're like, oh, cool, I'm a wedding photographer, but also you're like, okay, that's where you get paid. Whereas a band, you take a photo of a band, you're like, yeah, we're getting paid $30 and drink tickets tonight. We're not giving you any money. That's, so whereas
here's some bottle caps.
And, here's a button. Don't spend it all in one place. Does anybody have change for a button? Shout out to anyone who gets that reference.
Boom.
I was like, well, I have, friends and bands and stuff like that, but I'm like, well, I could take photos of my buddy Train. He does stand-up comedy. Alex, you're unaware. So Austin Train, he was doing a show over at the famous La Jolla Comedy Store. And so he's like, oh, well, I have a show if you want to come by. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take photos if you don't mind. Instead, I've done it before where I, shot, video of his performance and actually helped him a lot get more shows, because sometimes performing as a comic, people are like, okay, I want to see a 30-minute live footage of you. And it's like, some people are like, 30 minutes? And some people are like, all right, can you do 10? I want to see your 10-minute set. So I've done both for him, so he can kind of just show people. And it's nice because it's like, something like a project for me to work on. Like I've done one where it's like, a couple where they're like 3 camera setups. So for me, just kind of getting used to my camera settings, and to me, I'm like, oh, how can I make this look like, a stand-up, something you would see on, I don't know, Netflix, or not really Netflix, but something you see your comics who do they have stand-up performances and on YouTube. It's like, oh, this would be something that he would be stoked to show.
Instagram or something to promo.
Yeah. So I think partially the podcast that him and I do, and then also the video stand-up shit that I've sent him, or that he's sent to get on. He got on a festival in New York last weekend.
Oh, was it in Saudi Arabia or something?
No, we didn't do that one. But yeah, I was like, oh, cool. It's like, I've been able to help him, and I've been learning how to edit and do whatever. And I was like, well, can I take photos? And then he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, just to be fair, I really don't know how to take photos. So
he's like, don't know what I'm doing.
And he's like, yeah. No, he's like, I'm not. He's like, yeah, no worries. I have no expectation. And especially he's like, yeah, just so you know, Brian, I'm still stands. Yeah. I'm not paying you. I'm like, you got it. He's like, I can get you a Diet Coke if you want. I'm like, Diet Coke,
off-brand diet soda from the bar.
You want a Diet Shasta? I got you all day. So I went there, and it was actually a packed house, which was, oh, this is cool, but it is also in my trying to take photos. I'm like, well, this could be difficult, and especially I had mentioned before, I've only taken photos here where I controlled everything, the lights, cameras, action. And then there, I'm like, okay, what they say, I'm running, gunning, and so I just had one camera. And again, it's like with your settings on your camera, it's all the same. It's like, yeah, you take photos with your phone, it kind of does all the work for you, but phones nowadays do pretty good work, but it's also if you can master your settings or get something good, then a camera with nice glass and stuff like that.
Just fix it in post.
It's tough.
Just do all the post stuff.
So when I got there, it's cool. I got he's like, oh, he's with me. He's my photographer. So Train got to look like a big shot and be like, oh shit, you're the only comic.
The security guard.
Yeah. No, they let me in, and it's like, oh yeah. Hey, and then the guy at the bar is like, oh, do you want anything to drink? I'm like, I'm here for 15 minutes. No, I'm good. But yeah, Diet Coke. No. And it was
zero. No, best I can do is
there's something different about nowadays the climate or whatever, and then people really respect content or content creators or whatever, because the whole staff got the fuck out of my way. Wide berth for me. They're like, like I'm like just taking photos of the camera, and like waitresses are like jumping out of the way.
Let him cook.
No, I'm like I'm here trying to just say, like, you are doing work. I'm here fucking around. And even like people in the crowd, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like walking through, not bumping into anybody. People just like stand up and get out of my way. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is cool, but also it's like, enjoy yourselves. I'm supposed to be just taking photos, and then so it's basically like I'm all like, again, just like pray and spray. I'm just like, just took like I took like 450 photos
in 15 minutes.
In about 10 minutes set. And there was about 3 that I liked.
Yeah.
It just shows I'm like,
that's the math though, right?
Yeah, and
that is like the math for that stuff.
It was like, damn, a lot of this is just it's slop.
Like, that was awesome.
Well, and then I'm like going through, and I'm like, wow, really? I have 3 keepers out of that whole bunch that I liked. And then I sent it to like my drummer Brian. I'm like, oh, what do you think about this? He's like, oh, it's great. And I told him like, hey, it was really tough for me to find anything that I actually liked. He's like, well, essentially, the more you do it, think about the first time you did anything. It's like, this is my first time taking a photo, but it's also like I'm just learning the settings and stuff like that. Because to me, I'm like
a caveman with a friggin' camera.
Yeah. Well, and then to me, I'm like, yeah, I've taken plenty of photos, like I said, here. And then I'm like, bright lights. I'm controlling everything. Again, Train was on stage. He had to move like a motherfucker. Why couldn't he just stand there posing like a like a mannequin? Making my job hard. But it's just, to me, I'm like, and I've talked to RJ about it too. It's like, well, you just gotta just do it. You gotta just keep trying, keep doing these things, and I'm like, all right.
But really, like, how hard is it to take a picture? I mean, come on.
Apparently, 3 out of or 1 out of 150 chance of getting a good one. Apparently, for me, but it's all like same thing. It's a different way of thinking as well. It's like, think about like gear. You have to learn how to find the tone, or even recording and knowing your software and shit like that. And this is like, I have the gear, and now it's like I need to learn it, because you can't just like, oh, I'm gonna buy something more expensive, which that's something I'm like, what, I need a different lens. I just spent $450 on this.
What's the most expensive lens I can get?
There's one that's
be that much better now.
$800. I'm gonna be double
experience points.
Yeah,
I'm leveling up.
If I get a better lens, $800, it's double expensive, so I can get 6 good shots at it. But it's really like
the ROI on that is pretty damn good if you think about it.
Yeah. And then so to me that was fun, just an experience too. And the fact that like it's funny just going to these places. It's like, to me, I'm like, I don't know if it's
you should have a press badge on your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Just get in there.
But yeah, even
behind the scenes now,
the whole staff was like, the whole staff there, it's like people at the door, everybody, other comedians just got the fuck out of my way. And I'm like, all you had to do. So there's a tip. If you want to get into a club, just take a camera and then just go see it. You try.
If you have a DSLR, you're like a professional. But if you're just on like your phone, you're a schmuck.
Yeah, if you have your phone, they're like, put your fucking phone away. Like the security just like grabs you by your belt, like throws you out. Fresh Prince style. Yeah. And then it's something, and then, to say whatever, how great, tech can be now with like your phones. It's like, the always, was the joke is like, hey, I'm a photographer. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too.
You get the new iPhone update? Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah. I have an app for that. And, that too. It's like, as we got out, like, Train's like, hey, you get anything good? I'm like, woo, what? Woo. I just like start making noises. Whoa, man, you see that? I gotta go. It started.
We weren't dancing around on stage.
No. And
like
then,
Sam Rockwell, we would have gotten these shots in.
And then it was good that it was packed. I'm like, oh shit, I had to be further away. And then people are like, you can't just be right and in people's faces or whatever. It's like, excuse me. my ass crack in their face.
Sitting on people's lap.
Yeah, I'm getting a nice shot. Frame this one up. But it's fun. It's just, yeah, it's just something that I like when I was like taking video at some of his shows. Again, people just really respect that, which I'm like, I feel like that's a huge difference as opposed to like 5 years ago. You'd be like, you're in the way of fucking business. Being a photographer, get the hell out of here, camera boy. And now they're like, oh shit, he's doing work. And I remember like it was like last time, it's like I was doing video. People are like, oh whoa, you have somebody doing video for you? It's like, damn, what are you paying him? He's like, I just got him a Diet Coke. And people are like, what? And then Train's trying to be a big shot, and he's just like, he's a friend of mine. It's like he's just doing it for, as a a bro friend thing.
So Train's helping you out.
Yeah. He actually, in a way, too, it's like, I guess I could just hit up random, comedians and be like, hey, I'll take photos and da-da-da. But I'm like, why am I going to do somebody else a favor? Fuck that. I have friends.
I shoot comedians with a camera. Sorry.
You text them. I shoot comics. Yeah. I'm real dead eye.
With a DSLR.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that was kind of my what's new. I guess one thing it's an ongoing thing. I was like, I've been trying to like hit up people on OfferUp. I want to get Kyle a new camera, as a gift. It's a gift he doesn't know he wants. It's mainly it's a gift that I want for me more than him.
More room in this room for that camera. I mean,
so just to kind of up the quality of the video that we do here for Tone Jerks, and I was just thinking that's funny. I'm like, hey, you're just like, yep. Okay, thanks. Yeah, let me know when you get a camera, Brian. I'm like, I'm looking for this, And then the thing is on OfferUp, people say like, oh, it's harder to sell stuff or whatever. It's hard to buy stuff. People just don't answer. I'm like, I have money for the thing that you don't want, and I want the thing, and I will give you money for it. And then I even say, hey, I can meet up today, cash. And then they're like,
yeah,
just red. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking,
a lot of those posts are just dead too. Some of them, maybe you're talking about ones that have been posted recently. Mm-hmm. But like, ooh, that's cool. I'll look up. This has been here for fucking 3 years. What the hell? Take it down.
Take it down, or at least just say like, hey, it's been sold or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, I'm seeing this. Like, oh, that's a great deal. This is cool. And then I could understand if it's sold, but also just like and I could see it was red. To me, I'm like, okay. I think it's just different because it's like, maybe because, I don't know, as an app, people are like, oh yeah, and they scroll past it, whatever. So anyways, it's an ongoing journey of getting Kyle a camera for a late birthday, early Christmas present. It's mainly for me. I was thinking about it, it's like, reminds me of like The Simpsons when Homer got Marge the bowling ball for her birthday and it said Homer on it. Basically, I'm going to get Kyle a camera. He's like, oh boy. Like, guess what? The video's going to look better. You're like, yay.
Yeah, I got to clean this room up better. Everywhere else outside the border is just a freaking disaster zone.
And then everything I said about, taking photos and doing video that I had to learn over the years, you're like, yeah, Brian, I can't wait to fucking do that. Waste my fucking time. But yeah, that's kind of my what's new here. So it's a, a long roundabout way to say I'm bad at taking photos. But I'm learning and I'm taking the steps.
Just say that next time.
Oh, you stink.
This guy stank.
All right. But we do have I guess something new. I guess, Alex, do you want to introduce it from CopperSound Pedals here? I guess when this releases, I believe it's the live date that people can order this new thing from CopperSound.
Yeah, so that would be November 7th will be the launch officially for Foxcatcher V2. So we've been, this has kind of been a little bit in the making. I think maybe some of your listeners will be familiar with Foxcatcher. Somewhat familiar from
with
our lineup.
The first one here.
Yeah. Yep. So, so we did Foxcatcher, the first one in 2016, in November 2016. So it's actually been 11 years now, or 9 years since the first one. But we were like taking a lot of feedback when we were starting to kind of just gather, a desire for doing a new format and adding to our lineup. So we've never had like single pedals before. We've done the minis. I think we did some episodes about minis and stuff like that. Yeah. And you guys know our double stuff like Polaris
I haven't showed it, but
Daedalus and whatnot.
I have one here. So
yeah,
the new version. I'll put a better high res photo, but yeah,
sure. So we got Foxcatcher V1, and we were taking feedback from people, and we had this layout for this new solo series that we're calling it. And we knew that we wanted to do the big old knob on it, keep it metal like the originals.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to hide some toggle switches in there. So we kind of hit them around like the top corners of it. So what I like about it is that you can't get it with your foot, because the knobs are taller than the toggle switches. So yeah, when we were working on this solo series, we wanted to do Foxcatcher. We had it done about a year ago. We were working on it. We had a different working title for it. We ended up just having it be Foxcatcher because we kind of had the name for it. We wanted to keep that lineage going. But the two feedbacks that we had a lot for the first one, the one that you have, Brian, people wanted to have a standalone, like solo overdrive from it. That was like one of the first things that wanted. And then the other big feedback thing that we got was they wanted to have more gain on tap than the original one.
Yeah, no, that's the first thing I noticed with the new version.
Yeah, so and we wanted to be able to do that, but like keep its original core and essence, because we're somewhat known for that one. Like if people know us by anything, it's probably like Triple Graph or the Telegraph thingy, or maybe Foxcatcher's up there for people that have seen it. But we wanted to be able to take that feedback, take like the core, the essence, what people really liked about that, our take on that blues breaker circuit, put it into a standalone with the more gain, and be able to do that in a way that, keeps tradition, but also expands on it, doesn't reinvent it necessarily. So we did that with expansion of a gain toggle. So you can go from like classic low gain on the V1 all the way to like a medium and a higher gain, kind of getting closer to like the distortion realm. And as well as that, we were never able to contour like the low end on the V1. So now you can actually, with the shape toggle, you can have like a boosted, flat, or cut on the low end. Which again, on the first one, you couldn't control that. You could really only control like the highs and the upper highs with the nature knob. So that was a nice addition for us, because like you don't really see that a lot on drives unless it has like a 3-band EQ. You always see like tone, and it's always low pass filter, rolls off my highs. Everything is like 3 knobs, rolls off my highs, rolls off my highs. This is a mid push, and you can roll off the highs. This one's like a clean thing, and you can roll off the highs. Like you can never adjust the lows. And like the guitar like lives in the mids and highs. So being able to roll off some of those lows is nice. So we took the tone knob and the nature knob from the first one, essentially put them together in this new tone control, and then did a low end contour we call it the shape, so that you can kind of roll off some of those lows or keep them boosted if you want. Especially with amps that like pronounce the low end, you can really like feel that, because volume and bass are kind of like, they have a relationship to each other, just like how treble and distortion have a relationship to each other. So having that was really nice. And then once we got the form factor, this one was really easy because we didn't have to really do much on the art. We added an extra little keychain holder thing you can see on the knife, whereas the first one only had 1. This one actually has 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a little artistic thing that we did. But obviously, we just kept the powder. We kept the screen printing. We kept the knob style. This thing just adds a different form factor and adds our new smart bypass. So you can engage it with a single press on and off, or if you press and hold, you momentarily get the effect, and then when you let go, it goes back to like bypass state, which is, you're seeing that more so with a lot of people that have like coding abilities and that type of stuff in their wheelhouse. Also, if you lose power on that pedal, it reverts to bypass.
Oh shit, that's sick.
So it's a fun like stage feature, kind of a fail safe. Yeah, and you can also internally you can choose whether it starts up off like most pedals or if it starts up on like Boss pedals. So if you're the type of person that likes like effects loop rigs where it's like, oh, I want my control hub and then I want all my pedals and they're going to be like all over the place, maybe even under a bridge or something like that where you can't really access them easy because you know I'm going to go to my switcher. Now you don't have to turn them on every time. You can have it like fire up your board and it starts in the on position. So those are a couple features that were more like controllable features, like fun, like stuff to give to the user for like the actual UI experience.
Yeah. Damn, that's pretty cool. Thinking of this as like, live applications. I didn't know about that. Yeah. And then to me, when you said like, oh, it turns on, with the power on or not, to me, I'm like, when would you ever need that? And you just explained it. I'm like, there you go.
What a Schmidt array board or whatever, when you can have it just live under there. If it's like always
exactly,
on,
yes,
that's very cool.
Yeah, because think about it, like, so if you're the type of person that likes like a true bypass loop or some type of smart loop or like a gig rig or whatever, and you're throwing all these things in the loop, and then like you have that as your command station right up front. When you're moving rigs or whatnot, you're gonna have to unplug, whether you're in your studio, when you're live, you're recording or whatever, your practice space, you're plugging in and out. And a lot of pedals that are just like basic switching, they'll stay on in their state or off. But a lot of ones that are like smarter pedals that have like coding and structure in them, when you unplug it, they'll often like revert to bypass when they unplug because they lost power to whatever their switching system is. So this will just make it so that upon plug-in every time, it always starts on or off. Like, people don't realize that too, I think, where like a Boss pedal does start in the on position, like the check light comes on. You know what I mean? So its starting state is usually on.
Yeah, I guess.
And usually it's like, okay, now you got to shut it off.
I guess I never thought about that.
Which is fine. Yeah, it's a small thing, which is why we put it on the inside. Yeah. We also have there's also a dip switch on there. If you don't like the momentary feature and that screws you up as a player, you can shut that off.
That's like all these like little things are like so smart for using this in a live application. So I wish more.
Brian would always start the show with his wah.
Exactly. I was
in like the worst position. He's like, "What the hell's wrong with my guitar?"
Eventually,
troubleshooting 5 minminutes later.
Oh God, I was EQing the whole amp again because it sounded like in my head, because like sometimes you're like, go. These shows are like, hey, cool, we're gonna have a 6-band bill, 5.5 second changeover.
Yeah, guy's got it ready. Ready.
And the wah pedal at best has a tiny little red LED at the toe side that you can't even see anyway.
Yeah. That's at the
if
best.
It has a light, you can't even see it.
Yeah, and then like eventually, I ended up getting wahs that like turned off. Like they had a spring that turned off, and then you push it to turn it because I needed something foolproof. So this is if somebody's like, oh, this may not be an always on or it's an always on, like that they don't have to
decide.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's something they're like, why is my, if they're using it as like, an addition like booster, like, solo thing, and they're like, why is my amp so gain? It's because it's on, or they can switch that feature off. Although, yeah, if it takes them, if they're a bunch of bozo like me, take it forever. But no, or just the fact that maybe they didn't know about that feature. But that's great that it's in there. So
yeah, fortunately, like there's a big white LED on there, so you'll be able to tell it's on. Yeah, we try to like things of that nature, like switching stuff and like small little things like that. Always feels like a call to attention that's an uphill battle forever. Like even if we put, I don't even remember if yours had it, Brian, but usually we put a card that says like this has smart bypass in it. This is what it is. This is what it does. But I feel like people get new stuff. They open it up and like, I just want the thing. Let me play this. You know what I mean? Then they don't see like, maybe eventually they'll go after like, oh, I was actually looking at the manual and it has this. That's kind of cool, because I feel like you get so like romanticized by the thing when you get it that you forget about some of those little things in there, and then you're like, oh, that's actually really cool. That's smart, So feels like calling attention to that is just a never-ending thing. You could have it on the website. You can make a video about it. You can put it in the box. I could take a flight to you in San Diego and be like, hey, it's got this thing, and you'd be like, huh? I don't know. I don't think it does. I'd be like, all right, well, my work here is done, and then I get out of here.
You built it, and I'm still like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
You can't fool me,
We could have
pal.
We could have duct taped it right to the pedal, and I'll be like, hey, Brian, did you get that pedal? Yeah, but I had to take a ton of duct tape off it, and there was something that said some things on it. I don't really know.
Yeah,
It
and
said
then
do
I
not
just
plug
threw it away.
in until reading the...
Yeah.
But I skipped over that.
Well, because
I skipped.
Well,
Yeah.
you are right. Because when you sent this to me, I did just open it up, and I'm like, I didn't read anything or whatever. I'm like, yep, I got it. I was like,
you're excited about the thing, not like this tons of words on a piece of paper somewhere. But then here's the thing too, is like the fact that you probably didn't need the instruction manual for like the basic thing, I would say is actually a compliment. Like I've always tried to be like, one of the things I like to do with like a new pedal is like just look at it and be like, okay, do I know what everything does on this at a glance? And that's like from the designer's like user experience, and like, okay, I see this gain, I know what that means. Shape, okay, I can see that there's maybe like some waveforms there or like shape EQs, and then the other things are pretty straightforward. And again, those other things are like small under the hood type things that you might have forever and be like, oh, I didn't even know that thing does that, because otherwise you're just going to have like paragraphs on every side of the pedal, you know what I mean? And tons of things that just get bogged down.
Yeah. And then as far as it's based on kind of, was it Blues Breaker circuit, right?
Yeah, the first one was Blues Breaker, and we wanted to, obviously keep that because it's that's something that we really liked.
So I think the Foxcatcher and then maybe the Black Box from Snouse are my only like kind of Blues Breaker, style drives, and more, I guess, research I've done, and by research I mean watching YouTube videos. So I'm no surprise here on the channel. I've talked about it. It's like one of my favorite drives I like is Tube Screamer, and then that one is not transparent. It's got a hump. It kind of rolls off some lows.
Correct.
From what I've heard. And then Blues Breaker, and this is from watching Rhett Shull, so I'm just going to regurgitate what I've heard from him. He likes the Blues Breaker circuit because it's more like, I don't know. It doesn't, though it's more of a natural sounding one. Yeah, it's just more of what your amp has. So it's less of a hump kind of thing. To me, I'm like, oh, yeah. Maybe I just have a bad ear or whatever. To me, I'm like, I like Tube Screamer. He's like very not Tube Screamer guy. And then so it's the Blues Breaker. Yeah, it's more of a, I guess, transparent. That's
the big naturals.
Yeah.
Got those,
mature naturals. So transparent is the kind of the style of that circuit, and to me, I'm like, okay, I guess I understand it. And then with this, it gives you that, and then some. So kind of if you're kind of going, you like some of the high gain stuff. People like to tighten up the low end because think of your Mesa guys. Those are hard to dial out the low end. Even I know like. Adam, my guitarist for Just In Case, he's got Mesa, and he, even if you have the bass all the way like off, it's still like pretty boomy. So having something to be able to roll off low end is great. So giving this as a Blues Breaker to have more options. So it's like, oh, if I'm using a different type of amp, or that's your sound, maybe you want it for more of a boost, so you do the low gain shit on here, and then you're pushing it, and then you roll off the low end. I'm like, oh, it's great for kind of your high gain guys, or if you want using this as your main driver, no pun intended. It's great. It makes it so much more versatile. Even though you think about it, it's like, oh, it's not a double pedal, it's a single, but there's so much more things going into it. So I really like this one. So you might get this one back in a box. And be like, oh, I'm keeping this one, Alex. I'm just kidding. Yeah, don't worry, Brian. We're building.
Hey, Brian, you sent the wrong one back.
What? No, I sent you
Fox.
Yeah, I just delete your number. Blocked. I love it. This is great. So I was a big fan of the V1 and this one. yeah. To me, like you said, the high gain thing, and that's one of the first things that I noticed. Second thing was the shape. Once, because like I gravitated, the more gain, cool. And then I was clicking through that, and like,
it's got a big knob on it.
Hell yeah. It's great. This is cool. It's like definitely taking, something old, but just you didn't just put a new hat on it. You did a lot more to it, and that
updating
comes with almost like a decade of like upgrades. And then thinking of players first, and then keeping with the, respecting the original, but doing something new, and then making it, fresh. I dig it. I'm, not to like, not blow smoke here, but that's like one of the first things I've noticed as
he's blowing smoke.
Kind of getting more into what the blues breaker circuit is. I really like it, and then just that. Oh, no more applications because, I'm a big fan of Rhett Shull, but he's not really like he ain't playing high gain metal or anything like that or punk rock. And then there was a video of him. He's going over the history of P90, and he says like, oh, and like this is a very P90 is a very popular pickup for punk rock, and then he plays blues. Didn't try and play a punk riff at all. I remember him going over like, what's the P90 sound? I'm like, I really wanted to comment, and it's like, yeah, this is really popular with punk. Proceeds to play blues dad licks. It's like on a clean amp. I'm like, you couldn't even try to play, a fifth chord? Not even try. Okay, got it. But anyways, yeah, super versatile. I really like it. And then, you got a big fan over here for that. So we got, the listener, we're not doing this live. So this is ahead of a release schedule. So hopefully by then I can put a little sound clip in here somewhere, maybe either the beginning or whatever. So either a video of me just shredding or whatever. So we'll put it in the podcast. So
22-minute guitar solo.
Yeah, I'll clip it maybe here. Wow, Brian, you sound so great.
That was really good. God damn.
Damn, like
your kids are gonna love it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
That was good. So yeah, when this goes live, this will be the November 7th, the release date. You can also, besides Brian's audio that just wowed us in real time, you can also check it out on our site. Jordan here did a video of it. We have some audio clips that we have also done on the website. I did my own like kind of tech video. I did like a longer format kind of tech spec video of like the more detailed breakdowns for people that really kind of like that style video where it's like getting to see kind of like, the more unabridged version of it where I'm kind of going through the features, why we did it, what we did it, longer format video.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you like that, we're going to have like a no talk, like 2-minute video. My video is about 13 minutes or so, I think, or something around there. Then there's also going to be, you'll be able to find on the site, we just shot and finished a history of Foxcatcher. So it's me going over everything from the breadboard idea all the way through the V1, the alternate versions of it, the fusion version, some different finishes that we did, limited batches, all the way up through the V2 of its years, kind of the story, the lineage, the art, kind of the whole kit and caboodle from the start all the way up through what V2 is now. So you can check out like a full deep dive history video with me as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
No, do it right now. Start reading.
Yeah, we'll just play the video. Just stretch the podcast. Yeah, he's got his notes. Yeah, and then we'll link all those in the description here. But yeah, do we have? So it's ideally, I think this episode should be releasing when this pedal goes live. But do we have a price for these?
Yeah, $249 is our price for Foxcatcher V2. We're going to have them at dealers domestically. We've got some distribution for Europe. You're going to see them there. You're also going to be able to get them direct from us. I'm sure you'll be able to find them on Reverb and stuff like that. Yeah, they're going to be at a lot of your favorite places. Guitar Center should be having them at the same time as well.
Oh,
yeah. Check out the videos, check out everything related to it, the history, the tech video, the short version, all that type of stuff. You can see all the cool still life pictures online and all of that. It's been a long journey for this one, and this is our first for our solo series format.
Yeah, they're good
Brian
pictures.
didn't take the pictures, so they're going to be good.
They're going to be good.
At least 3 of them.
Yeah, we have a more expensive lens, which means you get better ROI.
Yeah,
right, Kyle?
More better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool. Anything else you wanted to add about this bad boy, Alex? Or any questions you had, Kyle?
It's pretty orange. I love that. The rusty orange color. I can hear it from here. It sounds great.
For Kyle, as I know Kyle favors the 4-string, right? We did some songs where it's actually on the bass tracks too, which is kind of cool. Like it was
nice.
It was pretty good for what we did on bass, which is nice because the original Fox does have a good amount of like low end, because like Brian was saying, it's pretty neutral. It's not a mid bumped EQ curve like the Centaur or the TS9 is. Those are both mid forward pedals. This is neutral in like the mid range. You can adjust a little bit on the high end and you can adjust some in the lows, but it's actually, because of that like neutral articulation, it is actually pretty good on bass. So I would encourage bassists to also check it out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And then if you want to kind of
here's Brian's bass solo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you could, without losing low end, or if you wanted to boost the low end. Okay. I never thought about that. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Damn, that was a really good video you just did with the bass, Brian.
Yeah, that bass is so good. Right when you're playing it behind your head.
Yeah. Just playing it with my
headstand.
With my teeth.
You're drinking a Diet Coke, and then you use the Diet Coke as a slide at one point. It was really cool.
Dang.
It's pretty impressive, man. Really talking me up, guys. Thanks. You're gonna give me a big head. Bigger head. So, all right, I dig it. So, like I said, we'll put our links in the description to check this out, and then also, check it out at your, favorite retailer and online there for this bad boy. And then, I think we have time for a topic. This is another one. Alex, I don't know if you want to lead the way on this one.
Yeah. So this has kind of been a topic that I've been discussing a lot. I recently did a webinar with Buy or Borrow, which is like a music like purchasing and borrowing platform, kind of like Netflix, similar to like you may have seen Pedal Genie, Sound Parcel, I believe, where you can like borrow stuff monthly with a subscription and whatnot. And we did a webinar recently, and I proposed the topic like, can the gain market ever be oversaturated. So we did a casual thing, but also in preparation for it, I did like a full like breakdown of like different categories that are like 14 categories long or whatever with different stuff there. I don't know if this is the format for it. That type of structure is going to be seen in the December issue of Premier Guitar. So I essentially just regurgitated that webinar and just turned it into my article for that month. Yeah. But I could get 1,000 words out of it. It's still in prose as opposed to like bullet point and whatnot.
Like in summer school. I really like it.
Yeah. So like I broke it down by category and stuff. I don't know if this is the like format for it, because I was going to turn this into almost like a debate, like syllogism, and present the reasons I think it can't be oversaturated. But I think it might be just more casual to like, you know, have a conversation with you guys. It isn't turn into an hour long, like formal structure thing. Like what do you guys think of when you hear that? Like if I say like the dirt market, so anything from like boost all the way to fuzz, the dirt market can't be oversaturated necessarily. What's you guys' reaction to that? Like, what do you think, Kyle and Brian?
I guess if you want to go first.
I would say that there's room for, more additions, or for new styles of a pedal, or I don't know. There are a lot, right? There are a lot of different. I would say it's probably the most prevalent pedal out there, right? It's their style of.
Yeah.
But you always, I think there's still always something new out there. Like, I don't know. I bought a pedal not too long ago from, I forget the manufacturer, but it's the Bill Murray pedal. I don't know if you've, it's from like Talon. It's from Talon Electric or whatever.
I thought you were going to say
I would have never bought that. But I love the band, right? But it's like this super heavy sound that I don't even have like an amp that can really replicate how they sound, that super growly. But I'm like, that was new to me, to like, oh shit, yeah, duh, I want that. I love the band, but I never thought, So I guess that's not really a good example, but it was new to me. And I didn't see it coming. So maybe not, I would say not saturated enough. Because it's not like, there are a lot of pedals you see out there. Just different renditions. And they don't change anything. They don't add it. They don't update. And you're like, oh, cool. How many different Ibanez TS9s, renditions of that do we need, But anyways, Brian's favorite pedal, apparently. Yeah. Jab at you.
So those two things that you mentioned, Kyle, too, like it's funny that you went to those. I actually have those outlined in two of the things. So like the first thing you're talking about is kind of like, I called it like artist versions, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like, musical artists, are kind of like the original influencers. So like I listed a couple things here and outlined it, but like Wampler Paisley Drive I had on there, the Idols pedal that EQD did, the Bumblebuzz with Jack White, and even Misha did like the Horizon Devices thing. So like that was like bands sounds and like artist sounds. So that was a category for me. And then you mentioned too, like a brand loyalty thing. That's like the number 3 thing on my like breakdown, where it's essentially like, hey, I'm looking for a specific dirt circuit, but I like this brand, so I want to get it from them.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the categories here of my 13 or 14 categories or whatever. So both of those were on here. Like, so you instantly like said things that I was originally thinking about,
Bingo card. I need to have a bingo card for that.
Yeah.
Got it.
What about you, Brian? What's your like reaction or intro thoughts to like, can it be oversaturated or not? Because I don't think it can.
Because some would say that it already is, and some say, oh, there's too much. But if you're saying like, oh, can it be oversaturated? There can always be more. There can always be more. Like literally, like you can't have too many. I guess if the world runs out of resources, then yes, like literally, yeah. But can be options and different types of things. Like I do like that there's options in type, price, brand, artwork variations, whatever. That it gives somebody, it could fit a niche. And it could be, like you said, there's it could be a take on a circuit, or it could be just like, oh, this just has a different artwork or pattern that I like. Like it made that joke. It's like, oh, it's Malibu Stacy with a new hat. It's like, oh, give me, that kind of thing. It could be that could be somebody really into that. And then I think about it like for like myself, I'm not really in the market for a new drive, but I always keep an eye out. There's the idea of like something new to me, something different could come my way, or there's a better version or different variation of something. And I'm like, okay, well now I'm looking. I'm wasn't, but just kind of keep an eye out, keep an ear open, and kind of give some give something a lap. So even if like to me, I'm like I'm not even in the market for it, but I'm like give it a chance, give it a lap. You're not really shutting it down, but it's like, oh, okay, there can always be something new. So the way I think about it is like, oh, if it's something that I don't know, maybe bring some like literally. I guess to answer the question, no, it can't be oversaturated. There can always be something new, because there could be something specific that you don't know what you're looking for. That's what I'm trying to say. And it could be that maybe you couldn't put the words to it, like I can't. But you see it and you find it and you're like, oh, that works for me in this situation. Because even certain sounds that you're going for, you may not know how to get there. And so it could be that maybe you're looking for a fuzz, maybe you're looking for a drive. And I don't know. I mean, I would consider maybe like boosts or clean boosts as part of like, dirt. I mean, some of them can be.
Yeah, any type of like amplification.
And then also it's like distortion. Those are all classified as dirt. So like the fact that they're probably one of the type of pedals that there are the most of. I mean,
I just said that. Okay,
I know.
You're repeating me now.
Yeah. This is a debate.
You're copying my homework here.
Just look at Kyle's.
He's changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
So the teacher doesn't know. I would say the only way I guess it would be saturated is if like maybe in the used market only had like one type, from one manufacturer that you just kept seeing over and over and over. I don't know. If like let's say you go to Guitar Center and you peruse their used, you're like, God damn, how many of these DS1s can I see in one? Okay, let me find something else. I don't know. And that's a dude who has 6 DS1s. But they're either modded or different colors. Okay, so I got I'm not crazy.
Well, I guess you could say it would officially be oversaturated if nobody buys any more dirt pedals ever.
Yeah,
sure. You could say that.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen.
And companies are always coming out with another one like in their lineup, or a brand that does mostly dirt are always coming out with new stuff. Like people are getting it. There's a reason that they keep making them,
Yeah.
And you guys touch on a couple of them. One of my categories here, Brian, you mentioned was like cost friendly. That's one of them. And then another one was kind of like the tweaks version. Like you said, like this one might be right for you the way it's done. That type of thing, and I used actually the Tube Screamer here as my template here for like the tweaks that appeal category, whether it's minor or major. And the minor one, the example was Voodoo Lab Sparkle Drive is a Tube Screamer with a clean blend. That's the minor example. Then the major one was the EQD Palisades was the major. 7 knobs, 2 toggles, 3 foot switches. Both Tube Screamers, both appeal to different people. So those tweaks have a much wider scope for people. So it's like, you'd look at it and you wouldn't even realize it's the same, like obviously core, but it's a different pedal. You wouldn't just say they're both the same thing, obviously, but they're inspired and derived from the same like lineage, but people don't think of it that way, So you could have like, there's room for those two things,
Well, you say room. There's also room on your pedal board too. I mean, a lot of people stack drives. I mean, they have multiple drives, but you might only have one reverb, one delay, one tuner. They might only own one tuner.
Argument.
Yeah.
And,
you're rare to see like, oh, I've got 3 choruses on my board. That might be weird.
Exactly.
But if you're like, I've got a boost, 2 distortions, a fuzz, and like a drive, you'd be like, okay, cool. That's awesome.
Cool.
Like you wouldn't bat an eye on it. So, man, we should have bingo because Kyle's killing it with this is the most
Brian,
specific bingo game in the world.
Yeah. And then,
no, that's right.
I mean,
you said, they're cost effective or whatever. They're easy to, make. I mean, usually that's someone's first pedal that they build is like some type of drive pedal if they're doing, out of a kit or something. Usually they're not trying to tackle a digital delay or something, This
is my take on a Strymon timeline.
Let me get a Raspberry Pi and friggin' make a pedal out of it. Usually it's you build your own, or maybe people don't do kits, but when you breadboard, usually you're doing something like that.
Well,
add that to your list.
One of the
I'm just kidding. I've probably already on there.
Scratching it with a pen at the bottom.
Kyle told me
to go on the opposite too, and I kind of had it in the same category because they're kind of like a yin yang of it. But you got the cost friendly. It's like, I can get a boost for $80. Nobody's like, it's not a big risk to get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get like a Strymon timeline, like that's an investment, right? But like an $80 boost is a low risk thing. But then on the other side of the spectrum, there's a whole nother niche carved out that I called like artisan. And my examples were like the Reeves Electro, the R2R Electric, like where it's like hand point to point, no circuit board. I don't know if you guys have seen these ones.
Yeah.
Where it's like he literally does like clear backs where it's like $400 something for like a really cool fuzz pedal. But it's like there's an artisan level there that they're carving out their own slice in the gain world already of like, again, could just be a tuned up fuzz, but the way that they're doing it, they're a little bit in the world of a brand loyalty thing, plus like wanting to support an artisan small company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just it's another appeal. One guy wants an $80 fuzz kit that he can make himself, and another guy wants this crazy like point to point over the top like artisan thing.
Yeah, and then to kind of go what Kyle was saying, or how you were saying, like, people had multiple different like levels of they could have two drives, a boost, distort, whatever on their pedal. It's like, and then the combination of those things. It's like, these two drives go well together, or I like them separate, but they don't go well together. And then if you're playing live, it's like, okay, I need them to stack. It's like, this stack doesn't work, or I need the boost before this one or after or whatever. And then I know for myself, I was going through different drives because, at certain points I was like, I just like amp distortion only. And then I was like, well, I want to, kind of like edge a breakup amp, and then I want to stack my drives. And then certain point, like some of them just sounded too just like you just didn't get any articulation out of it. So I was, swapping them in and out. I'm like, this is going to solve all my problems. I think I did have a Palisades for a minute. I'm like, this is going to be it. I'm like, that's not it. And then just because I'm like, there's so many options, there's no way this can't work. Didn't work.
Well, the tube screamer that has like 9 tube screamers in it, isn't that the Bonsai or whatever, JJS?
Yeah, there's that, and then I think that's comparable to what the Palisades has more shit in it too. And it's like, and then
I'm stupid then. Gosh,
no. And then I'm like, okay, certain boosts, I'm like, I like this works, or like this doesn't, or I'm like, and then you're like, I need JFET boost. I'm like, just like kind of regurgitating. I'm like, yeah, I have a JFET. Well, I don't know what that means, but that's what I have on my board. And you're like, that works. Now that with what? And for a while I was going through and just trying to do different things. And then I'm like, well, one pedal that I did like, they don't really make anymore, and you can't find it. So I'm like, okay, let's try and find something that does that thing. And then you kind of get to it, and it's like, okay, cool, this sounds great in my bedroom. And then you go and play it live. Yeah, that didn't work. So now you kind of like trying with different amps. I'm like, this sounds great on AC30. Then you play it on like JCM, 900. And you're like, boy, I thought I had it. And so there's always something more to try out. And then with, for, a while there, I'm like, I basically had to get a pedal, sell it to get the next thing. And so you're kind of swapping things in and out. If you have the luxury of like, I'll just get something, and then maybe you have a whole bunch of pedals that you can just try and, find what you're looking for. But it's like, even myself, just looking for a drive and boost combination. Like I had my one bass drive, so it's essentially I wanted 2 drives stacked with the boost at the end. And then that journey took a long time to find it. And then the whole thing is like, oh, I changed the amp that I play on. And then also I don't really have a band anymore. But at the time, like, and so I have a new amp that I'm playing out of now that I haven't really tried the whole drive stacking thing, but I'm like, if I wanted to play this live, I might need to look for other things. And it's like, it could be even a boost in if an amp has an effects loop. Maybe you want it in the effects loop. And it's like, so there's so many different combinations. I don't know if it is essentially like limitless. So to say that it can be oversaturated, I don't think so. It may seem that way to some people, because some people are like, I'm a plug into the amp kind of guy. And then it's like, any drives, that's too many. So one drive.
Those guys are dying out.
Well, it could be, or it's like all my dirt and all my sounds come out of a fractal or helix. So
those guys eat breakfast at Denny's still, you know? Just saying.
Yeah.
I would say more evidence or that it's not oversaturated is the plumes. Is that the plumes have been made so many different ways, so many different colors, and they're still making them. They're not like, oh shit, you know, market's dry. You know, they're not they're not calling it off. I mean, they just made. Bring up again. They just made cast iron ones a couple months ago. I missed out on them. Still want one.
Yeah, if you want to fry up.
Kyle did limited editions. He did it, Kyle. Look at
there
this
you go.
bingo.
He hit another one.
Because I
what, you have 3 plumes?
No, I got 2 plumes.
Oh, just 2.
2. I have other pedals that obviously have duplicates of, just because the art's different, you know. So and that was a Voyager pedal. I have another one of the, one was like the Japanese art, and the other one was just like the not standard was the Spaceman. So some of these I don't have the standard of, or the original, but it's I'd say if you have a pedal that has a following, it's not going to be saturated. And in fact, there's pedals that you're like, I wish they'd re-release that, or I wish they would, was it Hotcakes is one that you're like, oh, I wish they would.
Reissues.
Yeah.
Did you hack into my computer here, Kyle, and you got all the answers?
Yeah, I'm with the NSA out here now. So there's certain pedals you're like, oh, I wish they would release that, and you're like, fuck, whatever. I'll pay the $300 for one, or maybe not $300, whatever it is for the shitty original. Yeah. Sometimes quality wasn't that great back then. You're taking a risk, or whatever. But Hotcakes is one I was like, man, I really want to play that. I'm sure someone makes one, or was it Zen Drive from was it Love Pedal?
Hermita.
They changed.
Love Pedal makes it. No.
Okay. So
you got it.
Yeah, there's some. You're like, I wish. I want an original. There's also that, not just I want a reissue. Maybe I will take a reissue, but I want an original. Man, what else? I'm sorry. I'm keeping this one afloat, guys.
Yeah. You're just what else is on that list?
Okay, I'll give you a couple of the ones that you guys didn't collectively hit. So obviously, the first one is just classics that transcend generations. So this is like stuff that's like, it's out, like it's past the zeitgeist, Fuzz Face, Tube Screamer, Big Muff, for classics. For moderns, like Morning Glory, Centaur, EP Booster, OCD, stuff that it's just you're always going to see it. It's always going to sell. The next one, just new versions, kind of like we talked about today with Foxcatcher V2. A big thing that happens is like, the next version of something. So that's a big one. We talked about brand loyalty. We talked about the tweaks, kind of like the newest thing. Hype is kind of a big thing still in our world too. Like some of the things I referenced were like the DRV. That was a big hype pedal, and I think it's actually worth the hype.
The monkey pedal, what's that one? What's that?
Oh, Bad Monkey.
Bad Monkey, yeah. That JHS blew up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you have those things, like kind of like the resurgences of stuff. That's a good one too. We talked about artist versions. Oh, collabs was one of my categories too. Oh. So my examples are companies collaborating together. So it was JHS and Boss with the Angry Driver, right? your Chase Bliss Analog Man with the Brothers AM, that type of stuff. Even Fuzz Roches and MXR did a bass distortion together.
That's crazy.
So
Really?
collabs is a big one.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Daredevil's been working with
Dunlop.
Yeah. Very
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. They just very cool thing that they just did. The other thing on my list we didn't cover yet was 2-in-1 combos. So kind of like the Foxcatcher V1 where it was overdrive and boost. You're going to see stuff like, your King of Tone, which is duals. JHS has a lot of dual stuff like the Sweet Honey, the Sweet Tea, right? And they have got like those type of things, a double barrel. Anybody that makes a 2-in-1 could literally take two of their pedals, put them into singles or vice versa. You saw that from... Who is it that makes, is it Brown Amplification? They make like the carbon and the protein and that type of stuff. Like those were really big.
Yeah.
The Jesse Davies with the Duelist, right? That was a very popular like 2-in-1 type of pedal. So
Earthquaker with the hoof. Was it the
Hoof Reaper?
Hoof Reaper?
Yeah, where it's, you got the hoof and then you have the Reaper and then there's actually an octave in between it. And then, so we talked about legacy reissues. We talked about multiples on board and cost-friendly artists, and the last one I have that we didn't talk about was what I call same model, different size. And that covers like Analog Man, Prince, King, Duke of Tone, or Wampler with the Plexi Drive Standard Mini or Deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to see kind of like different versions of the same thing, So those are most of the categories. There's like 12 or 13 of them, but overall, like all of those things, I think, like make this cumulative whole of like you're not going to see it be oversaturated necessarily because it's just people are always even you, Brian, was like, I'm not really in the market, but also if I hear somebody came out with a new drive, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check out what's going on. You always kind of want to see what's going on, whether it's like a reimagining, a pushing the envelope, or just like, hey, they did their take onto this and I like them, so they're in line for my attention.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of evidence to be, convincing that you're not going to see it stop. You're not going to see it like fade out.
I don't know what category this fits in, but I got a Jackson Audio. Was it the 1448? Is that the one where it's the it's the Silvertone drop? It's like the preamp section out of Silvertone, and you're like, that's cool. Yep. That's a cool. You don't have to buy the amp because it was made out of cardboard, but you can have this stainless steel pedal that'll last forever. So, hopefully.
The Twin 12, right?
Yeah, Twin 12.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the numbers. I think you got it right, 1448. Yeah,
I have it.
That's
I'm not going to grab
it. That pedal looks awesome too.
Yeah, it's very cool. I really like the Jackson Audio stuff. But yeah, I don't know where that fits on my bingo card, but that's the free space.
What, the amp in a box kind of deal?
Yeah, amp in a box.
Yeah, you didn't even really cover that, maybe a little bit with like touching on the Plexi Drive because I feel like Brian Wampler was kind of like a founding father of like amp and box stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm still trying to recover from Brian's amazing bass guitar solo with Foxcatcher
V2. And slapping too.
I'm sitting in my own filth from that.
Yeah.
I pissed my pants from that.
More than usual. You just like piss yourself every time. Well, I'm gaming. I got something to do. The boys need me.
Yeah. Toss me in, coach. I just shit my pants. Anyways.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Got my brain thinking.
Long story short, no.
Collective, no.
No.
That means
there's a timestamp to fast forward to here.
Yeah, we go through all that, and I'm just like, pedals are cool. Sometimes, I
don't want you to stop making pedals.
I like them, and sometimes there's some of them I don't like. But
I
then
like
I do.
pedals. I like that.
These
I like pedals sideways.
Yeah, I'm sideways. Yeah, it's like, let's see what these idiots have to say. Yeah, they can make them, and then there's more. That's the answer. People make them, and then there's more that being made.
It's supply and demand. I demand more drives.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring it in for a landing. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. So, Alex, thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving me the Foxcatcher V2 to try out here and do my crazy bass solo that I'm going to put in the episode.
Just doing
and thanks for
Jack Black.
Open the episode with the bass solo. Sting it in when you were talking about it, and we should close it with the bass.
I should just do the shittiest bass.
And maybe people will write you, Brian, like, "Hey, Brian, I don't know if you realize you put the same clip in 3 times." You go, "Nope, that was on purpose."
Just reamp a Seinfeld intro, and that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
with that just cranked.
But I just I just take an episode and I don't clip it before the cold open.
Jerry's freaking monologue is.
What's the deal with? You're not working on your home. All right. Well, again, thanks for giving us some of the ins and outs, the backstory on the Foxcatcher V2, and then like I said, we'll link all those in the description so you can get one for yourself and then watch some more insight and some demos on
Brian,
there.
Photoshop mine in my hand right now.
Boom, right there. Easy.
Oh, thanks. Pass it over.
Yeah, and then we'll just have to do for the
everyone can hold one
for the YouTube. Oh, can you believe it? You'll never guess what happens next. So, how to close this out? I just want to say thank you, the listener, for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Facebook. We have a group. We're on Instagram. Brian, cut that out. We're on Instagram. I'm going to leave that in. At the Tone Jerks. And then we have a YouTube channel. You can watch the podcast and then give us a sub, give us a dom over there. And then all those are linked in the description, as well as our Patreon. You can help support the show over on patreon.com/theToneJerks. Give us a little bit to kind of keep the lights on here. And then for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. You get a separate RSS feed. Put that in your favorite podcatcher. You can also put it onto Spotify. So if you like to have a one-stop shop for all your podcast listening, your audiobooks, your K-pop albums, all that stuff. You listen.
Not everyone has that.
You can listen to
cool like you, Brian.
You can listen to the Tone Jerks Patreon feed over there on Spotify. It's super easy to do. But yeah, like I said, for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. It's not just this episode early. It's a whole different feed, different speed over there. It's a lot of fun. So, but just for the support, we want to give you all a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
Yeah, I do. But before, we should probably plug Alex's his socials for CopperSound.
Oh yeah. Well,
before we close it out.
Yeah, Alex, where can people find more about you and CopperSound over on the interwebs?
You can find us at CopperSoundPedals.com. Get us on socials like Facebook and on Instagram. We're going to have some more stuff on YouTube. And just check us out. Check out the Foxcatcher V2. It's entering the world. It can't be oversaturated, and it's here to stay.
It's out here and loving every minute of it, baby.
You can you can follow along with if you're a nerd and like reading, you can follow along. I write for Premier Guitar for State of the Stomp. Next issue will be around the time that this episode airs, because the December issue comes out in November. Because for some reason magazines are like that.
They do it like cars.
You can, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're ahead of the curve. So you can check out my Premier Guitar articles. You can follow along with us on socials and whatnot. And come over, check out what we're doing. And thank you guys for letting me come on here and spew about the new product.
Oh yeah, anytime. Definitely. All right, I got this list I'm gonna read now.
All right.
Gosh, I can't believe you didn't. Or just, edit it so that he's before you start blabbing.
Yeah.
All right? Just chop this whole episode up.
Yeah, I should do. Yeah, I should just do like crappy edits where it's like hard cuts.
Once I start reading this list, just have the bass solo behind it. You know? Just put it behind it. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Ooh, I can feel it right now.
Yeah.
Feeling my plums. I have Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and Red 4, his synth project. Not synthwave. Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Joe from the Like Mind Network, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also the Just Surprise Me podcast. I have RJ Smith from Teletalks, Televised Neon, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin E. Quits from Equits Guitars, Co Schneider from the band Night Tides, Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, Mel Chibson of Chibson Guitars, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey from the band Shadowhounds, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig, Denny Whacked It, Zach Hale, Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast, Matthew Fenslaw, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens from the band Hindbrains, and Pete from Over There.
All right.
And that's the list.
Cool. And once again, thank you, Alex, for joining us. We'll have to make this not a every 4 or 5 year thing to make it Kevin come back sooner than later. And then, and thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next time. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.